Hi Lance, so this is just a quick tutorial video to help you access the website, and we're just going to look at how to get to different pages and make simple text updates on this first video. If you want to be able to do more than that, then I can cover that in a separate video, but for now I just want to give you access to your website so that you can make some simple text changes. So the first thing to say is I've sent you an email, and on the email there is a link and a username and password. If you click on the link, pop in your username and password, and then click on sign me in. That will then bring you to this screen here. You can ignore any messages on the right hand side about payments due. There's no payments due, so I'm not sure why those appear. Come over to the left hand side here and click where it says websites. Once you do that, you'll see this screen. Eventually there'll be a thumbnail of the website here. For now it's blank, but it will update to show that soon. Just below that you can see you have edit website, and you click on that. Basically, this will load up Bramble, which is the system I've used to build your website. If you have a fast connection like mine, it will load pretty much instantly. And if you're on a slower connection, it can take sort of 30 or 60 seconds to load. The first thing to say is Bramble will load your home page to start with. And you will see lots of strange symbols, and things like the slider will be repeated. You can basically completely ignore that. It's things that are set up for phones and for tablets and for mobiles. So it looks a bit strange when you look at it in here, but obviously they all work and they all behave differently for different devices. So just ignore and scroll past those. Every section that you come to, you click it, you get highlighted with a green box, which means that you can then go in and make alterations to that particular text box area. Same with that, you would go in here and you would be able to make any text changes that you wanted to. There's a couple of things to mention here. The first is don't change any of the font sizes or play around with the fonts too much, because they've been optimized for tablets and phones as well as computers. So if you make fonts a lot bigger or smaller, what you will find is some users will have difficulty reading. So everything's been optimized and tested and checked. So you're best to kind of leave font sizes as they are. So that's just one quick tip. As you expand boxes and as you add more, they'll just continue to expand. You've got at the top here, if you need it, an undo button. So if you made a mistake, you didn't want to make that change, you can use your undo button. And if you get a little bit stuck, so say you accidentally delete something and you think, I'm not quite sure what I've done, basically don't click publish changes at the top. Don't click the green button and you're absolutely fine. Because what you can do is you can just exit and leave. And because we didn't publish the changes, when we go back in, the website is all exactly as we left it. So if you make changes that you're happy with, then you use this button at the top here to publish the changes. If you make mistakes and you're not sure what you've done, basically quit and don't publish the changes. And then when you go back, everything is safe. Images, I wouldn't change the images too much if I were you, to be honest. I would leave that for me to do. You can just email them across and I'll replace them. But if you want to know how it's done, you click where the image is, and on the right hand side you have change image, and you would drop a new image on there. But with images, if you upload images that are too big, too large, or the file sizes are big, what happens is it causes problems and it slows the site down. So I always say to customers to start with, just stick to simple text changes and leave any images and photos, leave those for me to do, and I can sort those out for you very quickly. And I can run them through Photoshop to make sure they're all the correct size and they're all compressed correctly as well. So going back to this then, Bramble, at the top here as well, if you want to see other pages, when you click where it says index, it will bring up your other pages. So for example, the about page, you could go to that page. And again, it will load strange with things repeated. Completely ignore that. And again, you could come in and you could make alterations, much like a Word file. Add words, change words, delete words, whatever it is that you want to do. And also if you go to, let's go to another page, interviews page. You can do with the interviews, there's not too much changes you can do for that, but you could, if you wanted to, change the order of them. So for example, if we decided we wanted this one to be on the left hand side, you have a little move button. If you click and hold it, you can move where that goes, so you could change the order of the interviews. And again, if you want to add interviews, that's something I can cover separately. So for now, if you've got one or two to add, just send them across to me. But if you want to be able to add those yourself, that's something, again, I will need to run through it. There are a few stages for you to be able to do that. So again, you may want to leave me to do some of that for you. And you can just focus on obviously shifting them around. If you want to sort of change the order, you can go in and do that, drag them up and drag them down, however you see fit. Again, I've made some changes that I don't want to keep there again, so I can just leave, and I've not published those changes. So yeah, hopefully that just gives you a little bit of indication of how you can make some simple text changes. Some of the more tricky things we can cover separately, and don't forget that as part of your hosting fees, you have half an hour a month of completely free support from me, and that can roll over. So if you have several interviews to add, for example, and we haven't done any updates for a few months, I could sit and do all those for you and spend a couple of hours doing that to get it up to date. So yeah, a couple of final things just to summarize then. The first thing then is obviously just making simple text changes. Just stick to that for now. Don't change the font sizes or the fonts too much because it's optimized. And if you're not sure what you've done, just exit, don't publish, and you won't do any damage. So yeah, I hope that helps for now. And if you do need anything else, just let me know. Thanks for watching.